A tangled web, navigating the labyrinth of banking regulations. Banking is the backbone of our financial system, a complex ecosystem of loans, deposits, and transactions. But behind the scenes, there's a whole other world, a world of regulations. These rules, they're like the fine print nobody reads. But trust me, you don't want to be caught not knowing them. The financial landscape is constantly evolving. New products, new technologies, and new risks emerge all the time. This constant change brings with it a wave of new regulations. It's like trying to hit a moving target. Banks need to stay ahead of the curve to avoid hefty fines and reputational damage. And it's not just the sheer volume of regulations, it's the complexity. They are often written in dense legalese. It's enough to make your head spin. But understanding these regulations is not optional. It's the price of doing business in the financial world. Thank you for watching this video by Ace Capacity Training. Follow us and watch more of our videos. The long arm of the law, local and international regulations. Banking regulations come in many flavors. You've got your local laws tailored to a specific country or region. These regulations address issues specific to that market. Think consumer protection, data privacy, or rules for local payment systems. Then you've got the big players, the international regulations. These are developed by global organizations like the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision. They set standards for capital adequacy, risk management, and anti-money laundering. These international regulations aim to create a level playing field for banks operating across borders. Why are these regulations so important? Well, for starters, they help maintain the stability of the entire financial system. They prevent banks from taking on too much risk, the kind of risk that could lead to another financial crisis. But it's not just about preventing disaster. These regulations also protect consumers. They ensure fair and transparent banking practices, and they help fight financial crime. So, yeah, they're kind of a big deal. AML and KYC, the cornerstones of financial integrity. Let's zoom in on two particularly important areas: anti-money laundering, AML, and know your customer, KYC. These regulations are all about keeping dirty money out of the financial system. AML regulations require banks to be vigilant in detecting and reporting suspicious activities. Think large cash transactions, unusual wire transfers, or any activity that just doesn't smell right. KYC regulations go hand in hand with AML. They require banks to verify the identity of their customers. The goal here is simple: make it much harder for criminals to use banks to launder money. Money from illegal activities like drug trafficking, terrorism, or corruption. This isn't just about following the rules. It's about protecting society from the harmful effects of financial crime. Section 4. Knowledge is power, training as a shield against compliance risks. So, how do banks keep up with this ever-changing regulatory landscape? How do they ensure their employees know the rules of the game? The answer: training. And not just any training. We're talking about comprehensive, engaging, and up-to-date training programs. Effective training programs break down complex regulations into digestible chunks. They use real-life scenarios and case studies to illustrate key concepts. They equip employees with the knowledge and skills to identify and mitigate compliance risks. But it's not just about ticking boxes. Training needs to be engaging. It needs to resonate with employees at all levels, because let's face it, reading through pages of regulations isn't exactly everyone's idea of a good time. Section 5. Compliance catastrophes and triumphs, cautionary tales and success stories. Let's talk real-world examples. Remember that time a major bank failed to comply with AML regulations? They got slapped with a multi-billion-dollar fine, their reputation tarnished. Then there's the story of that smaller bank. They invested heavily in compliance training. They empowered their employees to spot suspicious activity. They caught a major money laundering scheme, preventing millions from falling into the wrong hands. Their reward? A pat on the back from regulators and a reputation for integrity. These stories highlight the stakes involved. Compliance failures can be costly, but getting it right can protect your institution and contribute to a safer financial system. Section 6. Investing in compliance, investing in success. In the world of banking, ignorance is not bliss. It's a one-way ticket to trouble. Effective training is not just a regulatory requirement, it's an investment. An investment in risk mitigation, reputational protection, and ultimately long-term success. By equipping employees with the knowledge and skills to navigate the complexities of banking regulations, institutions can foster a culture of compliance, a culture where everyone understands their role in maintaining the integrity of the financial system. Because in the end, it's not just about avoiding fines, it's about doing the right thing. We want to thank you for watching this video by ACE Capacity Training ACT. Keep watching our videos for more insightful ones.